Bronwyn Sims, and I'm a devised physical theater artist. And today, I'm going to be taking you through a workshop of how to create a character using your body, using your physicality to create the characters. So, find a space in your house, or maybe your basement, or a room that you have some space to move around in, or if you are able to go outside and access a backyard or a porch, feel free to go there. Anywhere that you have some room to move. And I would suggest probably wearing clothes that you can move in. Something easy. Okay, let's get started. So, I'm going to move this chair out of the way so I have a little more space. So, the first thing we're going to do today is we're going to do a little warm-up to get your body moving and ready to go so we can create characters using our bodies. All right, so find some space so that you have nothing to hit or bump around you. And if you need a yoga mat or a rug nearby, just in case we get on the floor, if that bothers your knees, feel free to use it. So you might want to grab that right now so you have it. Awesome. Okay, so for the warm-up, here we go. Feet hip-width apart, toes parallel, and we're going to start with our arms and shoulders. So just warming up the body. Starting with your right arm, we're going to do some arm circles backwards. So just rotating that arm backwards, warming up the shoulder, the back, and then switch. Go the other way. Arm circles forward. Great. Let's switch arms. Other arm backwards. And forwards. Now let's do both arms backwards. So both arms go back, just like as if you're doing a backstroke, like you're swimming. Awesome. Other way, forwards. Great, and then just bring the arms down. Let's do some shoulder rolls, down and back. So opening up that space in front of your heart, your upper back and shoulders, and switch, go forwards. Opening up that space behind your heart center, in between your shoulder blades. Great, back to normal, center, and then some shrugs, up and down, up and down. Awesome. Okay, now let's try this, a little coordination exercise. So we're going to do one shoulder forward, one back. And switch, other way. One forward, one back. Great, okay, let that go. Awesome. All right, let's bring your feet a little bit wider, toes pointing out, and then soften the knees. And bring your arms out like you're holding either a big, giant beach ball or maybe a big platter of food. Okay, and we're going to twist and look behind you, opening up your upper back and your shoulders, moving the knees and the hips, getting some blood flowing there. Great, and then we're going to come back to center. We're going to keep the arms going. We're going to bend and come down as we look up towards our fingers. And then slowly coming back up. And then you're going to switch arms and you're going to hug and tap yourself on the back. So just a little tap, opening up the back and the shoulders. Great. And then just release those arms down at your sides and keep the feet wide. So let's take a side stretch. We're going to inhale, draw your right arm up. We're going to lean over to the left. Reach out through your fingertips. Breathe. Inhale back up to center. All right, let's draw the left arm up. And then exhale, lean to the right. Breathe into your left side body. Inhale back up to center, release that arm. Great, let's bring the feet together. We're gonna do a little jog. Just jogging in the space to get the body warm, legs warm, knees and feet. Let's go to the right and make a circle, one direction, and then switch, go the other direction. Just getting the body going, legs going, feet. Good. Okay, and relax. Good, now let's just pony the feet a little bit. Good, and then knees together, feet together. Let's warm up the knees. Do some circles to the right and to the left. Awesome. Okay, come on up. Let's warm up those hips. Okay, hands on hips. Let's go to the right and to the left and to the right and to the left. Awesome, and now to the front. And the back, and the front, and the back, and then big circles to the right. All the way around. And other way to the left. All the way around. Awesome. Okay. Let's bring our hands together, interlace your fingers, and then do some circles. I like to call these a jelly roll. So just roll the hands, warm up those hands and wrists, and then let's do a wave or a roller coaster, up and down. Warming up the hands and the wrists, then shake it out, flick the fingers, and then shake the whole body. Woo, shake it out, let sound out of your mouth. Do a little dance. Woo. Okay, great. So I'm feeling pretty warm, ready to go. Okay, so we're gonna start moving into how you create characters using your body and using your physicality. I find this really helpful for me when I'm working on a play or a script or creating new material, is that it's helpful to figure out, well, how does this character move? What are they doing with their body and their physicality? It really helps me to understand them emotionally and psychologically a little bit better if I've actually put in my body how I think this character might move. And you can play around with different ideas. So a couple of them that we're going to go over today are, first one, leading with a body part. Number 2, tempo, fast, slow. Does this character move fast? Do they move slow? Or is it somewhere in between? The next one, number 3, is levels. Are they up here really tall and high in the air? Or are they in a medium level? Or are they low to the ground? Levels. How you can play with levels in your physicality in creating your character. And then the last one is shape. What kind of shape are they? Do they move in more circular and rounded shapes or in more angular shapes and robotic shapes? Of course, maybe your character is not a human, maybe it's an animal, or maybe it's a thing, like a robot. So these are all things to think about when creating a character with your physicality, or if you're going from a script, thinking about, well, how might this character move? Okay, so we're going to start with leading with a body part to create a character. So we have all different types of body parts. We have a head, we have nose, we've got fingers, elbows, we have chest, belly, hips, pelvis, knees, feet. So you can choose any. I'm going to work with 3 different ones today. And the first one I'm going to go with is leading with my belly. What is it like to lead with your belly? Well, here's where my belly is, right? So, here's my belly. Okay, I'm going to lead with my belly. What is that like to lead with your belly? How does it feel? How does it change my physicality? How does it change the way that I'm walking? The level at which I see. The way that I see the world is different when I lead with my belly. I feel like I'm walking slower. My feet are heavier on the ground. These are all sorts of things you can think about when you're leading with different body parts. Maybe I wonder, is this a person, a thing, an animal? I don't know. It could be any of those things. What is it like to sit down when leading with a body part? So I'm going to try to sit in the chair. Oh, whew. Okay, now I have to get up. Leading with my belly. All right, how do I stand? How do I lean when I'm leading with my belly? Okay, so I'm gonna let that go. And just to think about it, like what happens to you mentally, physically, emotionally when you change your body, when you lead with a different part of your body that you are not typically used to. How does that let you see the world differently? These are just things to ask yourself, questions to ask yourself when you try leading with different body parts. Okay, so the next body part I'm going to lead with is my nose. So what is it like when I lead with my nose? Well, I definitely feel like my head is jutting out more and my neck. And I'm very, very curious. Oh, what is this? I'm definitely a little more hunched over. I'm leaning forward in my feet as I lead with my nose through the space. Oh, a chair. What kind of person or thing or animal might this be who's leading with their nose? Oh, what kind of animals do we know that lead with their nose? Okay, so there's another example of how to lead with a body part. That time I was leading with my nose. I saw things a lot differently. My body changed. The way that my feet land on the ground changes when you lead with a different body part. Awesome. So we did belly, we did nose. Now I'm gonna lead with my knees. What is it like to lead your body with your knees through the space? Here we go. Leading with my knees. Well, this is an interesting thing. Leading with your knees. How does that change the way that you walk? The way that you step on the ground? How do I see differently? How would I sit down leading with my knees? Whew, it's hard. Leading with your knees. Ooh, whew. Okay, there we go. Now I led with my knees. How did that change my physicality? How did I feel different in my body? What kind of character might that be? It could be anything. Use your imagination. Be creative. Think outside the box. So that's the example of leading with a body part to create a character. You can keep playing. You can lead with different body parts. Your hips, your buttocks, your feet. What is that like? You can also notice outside in the world, if you look at people and you're curious, you can notice that different people lead with different body parts as they walk down the street. It's quite fascinating, just something to notice. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is number 2, which is tempo. Tempo is how fast or how slow your character might move. So, in playing with that, I'm going to move through the space really fast. Really fast. So be careful. Make sure you have shoes on, that you don't slip. So I'm moving really fast as I could in this space, without hurting myself or hurting the space or anyone else. Moving fast. Playing with tempo. Tempo. Okay. Tempo changes, yes? What kind of person or character or animal moves in a fast tempo? Could be anything, right? So things to think about with your character. Do they move fast? Do they move slow? Or is it somewhere in between? Okay, now I'm going to move really slow through the space. As slow as you can. How slow could I move? And how does that change the way you think, the way you feel, when you're moving slow? Or is it fast? Am I moving fast? Or am I moving slow? So playing with tempo, playing with rhythm and tempo with your character. When you create a character, think about how they move through the space. Fast, slow, maybe somewhere in between. It's fun to play with both. Play with the extremes. How fast? How slow can you go? Okay, the next one we're going to do number 3. We did lead with a body part. We did tempo, fast and slow. Now we're going to do levels. High, medium, low. Okay, so for high, that means you're up here. You're tall. Maybe you're on your tippy toes. Maybe you're wearing boots or high heels, but you're high in this space. How does this change your perspective? How does this change the way that you move and you act and you see the world? Definitely makes me feel a little bit more as if I have a lot to say, like as if I'm a bit pompous. I'm a bit smarter when I'm up here, tall, high in the space. Or medium level, you're here. You're here. This is a little different. Slightly different way to be. I feel different in my feet. The way I see, I'm seeing at a different level. I'm in medium. You could also be here at medium, right? Medium. This might lend itself more to an animal character, or even down here, huh? This definitely feels like more like an animal if I'm here or here. Definitely more like an animal character or a thing. Now, low level. It's all the way down here at the floor. This definitely feels like an animal character perhaps, or a creature down here at this low level. Maybe it's a dog, or a cat, or maybe there's a person that's down at this level. I don't know, it's hard to say. Or we're all the way on the ground. Maybe you're a snake. Or a sphinx. You could be a sphinx. Or maybe you're a seal. Okay, so levels, playing with levels, high, medium, low. Maybe your character plays in all those levels. I don't know. Or maybe just one. But it's a good experiment to play with levels. Levels, high, medium, low. The last thing we're going to play with characterization and physicality, is shape. Different shapes that your character could take on. Or maybe they're in one shape all the time. So 2 that I'm going to play with today are circular or spiral shapes and angles. So let's try playing with an angled shape first. So angles, how do you make angles in your body? Everything feels pretty hard and rough and angled, angled, and angled. Angled shapes. Angled. What does that feel like to be in an angled shape most of the time? Kind of like straight lines and angles. Nothing curved or round here. It's all angles. How do you move through the space in angles? Is this a character? Is this a thing? A robot? How to move with different shapes in your body. So that was moving in an angled shape or more straight lines. Now let's move with more rounded lines or curves or circular shapes, spirals. So those are much softer, smoother. They feel more dancey. Rounded shapes, circular shapes. How does this differ from moving in angles? When you move in a circular, rounded pattern. Okay, so you can play with different shapes. I just chose angles or straight lines and circular spiral shape. But you can play with both. You can explore others. But it's also good to think about what kind of shape your characters could make. So now I'm going to try putting them together. Leading with a body part, playing with tempo, shape, and levels. So I'm going to choose leading with my nose. I'm going to be at a fast tempo, at a medium level, and an angular shape. Great. Okay, so leading with my nose, fast tempo, angular shape, and at a medium level. So here we go. Leading with my nose, medium level, angular, and fast. Well, that was fun. Okay, so there you have it. Different ways to create character using your body, using physicality. Lead with a body part, play with tempo, shape, and levels. You can combine them all or just play with one or another. And then if you have time after you've created the character that you really enjoy, maybe you want to costume it. So you could go in your bedroom or in the playroom and pull out some fabrics or some old clothes and try to costume your character. Hats, scarves, whatever. So have fun. Use your body to create and to move. Use your physicality. Trust your instinct and your impulses. Most of all, play. Have fun. And take care. Thank you so much. Stay healthy and stay safe. Have a good day. Thanks so much.